Hello, welcome to Love Yourself Healthy. My name is Dr. Patricia Lopez, and I am a well-rounded health educator. I've been a health educator for about over 15 years now. And the reason why I decided to build this YouTube channel is to disseminate information, education, and manifest awareness out there in our society about what it is to be an empath, and also much more significant and important, what is it like to be a Christian empath, a faith-based empath, a spiritual empath. I had to delve into my own research and dig deep to find out what that meant for me. And little did I know that there was no information out there as far as a Christian empath. I only found one other YouTube channel of another woman that had started her own channel about her experiences of being a Christian empath. So I decided to go ahead and give back to society what I learned through my own personal experience of first understanding what is an empath, and second, what it means to be a Christian empath, also known as a faith-based empath or a spiritual empath, just using the terms interchangeably here. So let's begin. What is an empath? Is an empath different from a highly sensitive person? It is. Are they similar? They are, but they are different. But I'm going to focus on an empath during this specific video, and maybe I'll go into what is a highly sensitive person on another video I'll do in the near future. There is very little research on people being empaths because scientists are resistant to studying something that had been considered paranormal, so to say, psychic, and has negative connotations attached to it. I knew that I was a sensitive person. I'm going to use that term a long time ago, probably in my early 20s. And I had found some books called The Highly Sensitive Person by Dr. Elaine Aron, and had bought pretty much the whole collection that was available out there and started reading up about it. I saw some things that were particularly similar to my way of being. And I even decided to start seeing a counselor that focused on counseling highly sensitive individuals. But it didn't stick with me for some reason. You know, things change, life happens, and whatever was happening during that season just defocused me from continuing that path of learning more about being a highly sensitive person. And so I stopped. I had put it to the side. It was something that when I had gotten married, I shared with my husband at the time. And I thought it was just important to share that with him. But when I became a believer in God, that's really when I had thought I had found the answers about being a highly sensitive person and why I was this way. I had defined it as it being my own unique way of being, to have a beautiful, deep relationship with God. And I kind of shoved the sensitive person that I was kind of to the side, and I just went along with my new Christian practices, you know, of being a believer. Until most recently, I had to confront the fact that I was an empath. And I started delving into research and seeking information and education yet again. And I would say for the past year and a half now, I've been taking in a lot of information about what it means to be an empath. What does that mean personally in my shoes with my experiences? And what does that mean as far as moving forward? So I figured, you know, this is really important information. And there are a lot of empaths out there that don't know that they're empaths and kind of go about it. Let me say it this way. If you don't understand that you're an empath and you don't identify yourself as being an empath, and you don't know the things that you need to do in order to protect yourself as an empath, it can go down a very bad path and a negative path, a very toxic path. And so I figured it would be important to put out information out there based on my experiences, but also most importantly, to integrate what it means to be a Christian empath, a faith-based empath, and or a spiritual empath. Those are terms I'm just going to use interchangeably, and so forth, right? What does that mean? What I've discovered was that being a faith-based empath, Christian empath, spiritual empath, has really opened up an opportunity for me to have a beautiful, deep, very deep, close relationship with God. And this is not a relationship that is nursed or fed from a church. This is a relationship that is fed and nursed and strengthened from your own home. And I think that's important for individuals to know, that they can have a relationship with God that they can create from their own home, from their own quarters. And in this YouTube channel, I'm going to share my experiences as to how I made that happen for myself. That brought a whole lot of healing, a whole lot of making sense, purpose, calling, and explanations, and also a guide to the pathway that is before me and that I am very clear about that I should be walking into and towards moving ahead. So I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to go into just some definitions, some bullet points about what it is to be an empath. Below, I'm also going to attach a link of a survey assessment that you can do for yourself, that you can find out if you are an empath yourself. And that's where I'm going to end it. Okay, so an empath has the ability to feel other people's emotions as if they are their own. An empath has a direct experience, an empath has a direct experience of another person's way of being. An empath has the ability to sense shifts in the energy fields around you. For example, if someone is feeling grief, an empath can be feeling that same type of grief. It might not be the exact level of grief that another person is feeling, because that is not our direct experience as an empath, right? Losing whomever they may be losing, have it be, who knows, their parent, a sibling, God forbid, a child, their spouse. But we are still able to feel that grief in a very heightened way. Now, if we were to be a person where we've lost ourselves, a parent, a sibling, God forbid, a child, a spouse, and so forth, that heightened awareness can be even more heightened. Hopefully that makes sense. But 400 million people on Earth is an estimate amount of how many empaths there are, which is 3 to 5% of the human population. So consider yourself, what's the word? Very rare, that out of all the population, only 3 to 5% are empaths. And that is a gift to know, a gift to identify yourself with, a gift to know about what your tendencies are, and a gift also to understand what your giftings are, so you can provide it and give it out to the rest of the world out there. Because the world we live in today is in desperate, desperate need of empaths and their spiritual giftings. Empaths can be seen to be a subset of highly sensitive individuals. And they can be called extremely sensitive people, okay? Like I said, they're not of the same, they're very similar. And there's individuals out there that can either be just a highly sensitive person and just an empath, or be both, okay? Being an empath is not a problem on a diagnosis level. But it's a simple way of perceiving, you know. And I wouldn't say it's simple. I'm reading off my notes here based on all the readings I've done, videos I watch, and so forth. But I believe that being an empath can be a problem when we don't know we're an empath, and when we don't place our boundaries that need to be placed, when we give too much of ourselves, when we don't understand what our limitations are and why those limitations are there, when we don't trust our inklings, when we don't trust our perception, our intuition, and our gut feelings. I think that's when being an empath can be a problem. Empaths have the beautiful gift of having the ability to sense the language of energy. And since I have delved into the study of what it is to be an empath, I have definitely grown to appreciate the knowledge of energies, because it is such a fact that the society, the world we live in here on Earth, are full of different types of energies. And it is important as an empath to know that. What are challenges for the empaths? The challenges are the following: becoming drained by other people's energy. We go out in public, we pick up people's different energy fields, and we don't know what to do with that. We think we own that. We think that that's coming out of ourselves, and it's not. It's other people's energies. So when we don't know it's not our energy, excuse me, and we take it as our own, that is not a good thing. So that is a challenge for an empath, to know what is your energy and what is not your energy. And in the next several videos and so forth, my teachings will include information as to how to get to know what your energy is as being an empath and what other people's energy is. And I will go into that in the future videos I'll make. Another challenge for empaths is that we give too much. We want to rescue or fix others. We want to be healers. We are healers. We are definite healers. But there's a way to go about in giving out that gift that we were so freely given by our Creator. There's a way to go about in doing it. And that is another thing that I will talk about and teach on this channel. Another challenge for an empath is feeling as if we have to hide our gifts because others do not understand or are afraid of what you know, what you can do. It is going to be weird for others, probably mostly uncomfortable for other people, whatever the case may be. That is no reason whatsoever to taper down the gift that you have been given. Your prime reason for existing is to dish out your gift as it is meant to be given in a healthy manner that is effective, positive, and geared towards changing people's lives for the better. It is going to be weird for others and uncomfortable for others and a whole bunch of other stuff. That is no reason to not put into use your beautiful gift that you've been given as an empath. Another challenge is for an empath is taking on what's not yours, right? We're taking on other people's baggage. It's not ours to take. Having a lack of boundaries. Empaths can really merge into the oneness and don't really see where our energy field ends and where someone else's begins. It's like, it's here. No, it's not. Your energy field as an empath is here. And someone else's energy field is here. There's a boundary that needs to be placed. What are strengths for empaths? They are easily able to connect with the divine. In this channel, the divine will always be spoken of as God. I am a Christ follower. I am a Christian. I am a believer in the Trinity, which is the Holy Spirit, God the Father, and Jesus Christ the Son. I do believe that He is all three personas, three spirits in one, and maneuvering the universe. Okay? And I may use the term universe in my manner of speaking, teaching, but now you know how I mean it and how I will be explaining things when I say the universe. Another strength for empaths is an ability to sense what's underneath. We know when someone is not being genuine and puts on a mask. So we need to trust our gut intuition when we have a feeling that someone is not being genuine. We have to be able to trust our own perceptions and our own gut feeling when we know something that we know that we know. And a lot of empaths, when they don't know that they're an empath and they're not an empowered empath, will not utilize that. And we need to learn how to do differently. Another strength for the empath is we have an awareness of a greater consciousness. We're very intuitive. We're very perceptive. It is a heightened level of awareness beyond the average person. It is one of our wonderful giftings. It's a strength. It is a beautiful, beautiful gift. We experience life from a multi-dimensional perspective. We experience this energy in a way that's energetically, it's mentally, it's emotionally, it's physically, and it's spiritually. It's multi-dimensional. And we are able as empaths to experience life from this multi-dimensional perspective. It's a beautiful thing. And we are often feel that we're called to be of service to others, to give something back, to be a teacher, to be a counselor, to be a social worker, to be a clinical psychologist, to be a mentor, to be a coach, and so forth. And most of us, well, let me say it this way. Some of us have delved into that career, and we don't really know that we're an empath. Some of us are aware that we're an empath and we are in that career. We don't pay too much mind to being an empath. This video, this channel is, sorry, I have like hair on my face. It is bothering me. This channel is, the objective of this channel is to gear and target those that are not, those that don't know that they're an empath, those that know that they're an empath but haven't really identified as one, has been really empowered as one, and those that are an empath and are a Christ believer, a Christian, a faith-filled person, and just don't know how to really integrate the two. That's the objective of this this YouTube channel. All right, I think I've done enough talking for this video. I am going to place a link below of an assessment that you can do to understand if you are an empath or not. And I am going to put up another video within a few days. And please share, like my page, subscribe to it. And I really do hope that the information that I will provide will be of help to you and will prosper you, benefit you into this new year 2021. You are heavily needed today in society. Your giftings are needed, and I want to help you embrace them. And I will also bring in nuggets as a health educator, doctor of health education, based on my experience of health educating the public on their health, have it be their physical, their nutrition, their spiritual, their mental, and so forth, as I am still on my own journey. But I would just love to share the knowledge, the experience, the education that I've attained through my own journey, where I find myself finally in a heightened, empowered position for the first time in my life. And I think that is a beautiful, beautiful thing, that I've been able to attain that despite so many adversities, despite so much trauma, despite so much stuff, that I have been able to reach this place and have much more to keep going forward and be able to share that with you and whomever is, I guess, open to listening and watching my videos and gaining information and education from what I will provide. Thank you. Have a blessed rest of your day. Have it be if you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, late at night. And this is Love Yourself Healthy. Goodbye.